Hello everyone, welcome to the Player Ratings Show. Liverpool have just been knocked out of the FA Cup at the hands of Brighton and Hove Albion, and this is the show where I give numbers out of 10, ratings out of 10 to each one of Liverpool's players. At times this can be one of the greatest shows known to man, but when Liverpool lose, I find this a very real struggle, especially this time around harder than normal, I think. And part of that is, like, when we got beat by Brighton the other week, we were crap. Like, really, really crap. And so it was easy to just lash a load of threes all around the place. But I try and do it as realistically as possible. And I don't think there was many stinkers. There was a couple of stinkers, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there was loads and loads of them. So I'm going to start with the goalkeeper, and just the way this normally works, if you want to interact with me in the comment section, then you can do, please. I'm going to go, I'll start with the goalkeeper and then I'll go right to left, I think, through the phases. So if you want to give Alisson a rating, just shout the number in, and then one quick sentence that I can read out, please, about what you thought of Alisson's performance. I'm going to start with Alisson and don't normally go to too many comments for the goalkeeper. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 anyway. I don't think there was fuck all that he could have done, to be honest, about the 2 goals that we've conceded there today, and I don't think there's fuck all that he can do with the players in front of him at the moment. And as always, he steps up, and you know, he's unlucky to be beaten by that first goal. The Tariq Lamptey shot takes a wicked deflection off of Lewis Dunk, and he still nearly, to be fair to him, gets a hand to it. One dodgy little thing, maybe it was a little bit dodgy where he did the two-handed punch, but nothing came of it. Yeah, he made, I think it was 3 saves on the day as well. So, yeah, 6 out of 10 for him. Fan of Draxid, Alisson did make an amazing save, 7. Dickie O'Red says, Ali, 6, lovely beard. And I would like to say, as usual there, Ali gets a 7, good save from March. Sean Silver as well, yeah. So we're going to go Trent Alexander-Arnold next then. Okay. I'm going to give Trent a 5 out of 10, I think, for this one. So leave me your marks, of course, and you can vote for man of the match as well in the poll. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I think he had a real struggle against Matuma as well, who has been playing unbelievably the last few weeks and stuff, and he was turning Trent Alexander-Arnold inside and outside pretty much for the entire time that he was on the pitch, which I think was about 59 minutes, give or take. And he was just having a struggle with him. There was that one where he basically went, yeah, I'm going to go inside there, and then he just ghosted past Trent Alexander-Arnold. From an offensive point of view, I don't think there was loads there for Trent today. One great ball through to Salah that he played with the outside of his right boot, put Salah bearing down into the penalty area and stuff like that. But again, you know, not a fantastic day for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dickie O'Red again says Trent 5, looks stroppy on the bench. Be better, you tit, he says. Mark O'Donnell, Trent 6.5. I forgot, yeah, how could I forget about the goal line clearance? It was a brilliant goal line clearance from Trent. Great work down the right-hand side from Brighton. Get it across. Probably should have been able to take the chance a little bit earlier. Buys Trent that little bit of time, and yeah, he gets a really good block on the line there. Hayden Jacob Butler Allsop says Trent 5, average but poor defensively. Milner provided more in attack today, say something, says Sean Silver. Redmen Faithful says, sad that we still think Millie is the cover for Trent. Thank you very much, Redmen Faithful. So we're going to move on then to Ibou Konate next. I thought Ibou had a good game. I think both centre-halves had a good game, actually. But certainly they're a nice partnership together, aren't they? I think, you know, he wins his one-on-one battles, does Ibou. Same with Joe Gomez. Ibou, for what it's worth, had 4 clearances on the day. 1 block shot, 2 interceptions. And yeah, I like the pairing between Joe Gomez and Ibou Konate at the moment. And yeah, I think, you know, he's strong. He's quick, he covers really well, does Ibou. And when he gets into those sort of wide areas, when he is covering, he doesn't do anything silly, he doesn't take risks. Sometimes he'll out it, sometimes he'll just play it back to the goalkeeper. Solid performance there from Konate. Tom Davenport agrees. Konate 7, solid, consistent again. Robert Swan says solid 7 today. Konate 7 until the late goal, then a 6 at the Saint-Singe. Ibou 8, he was brilliant. Konate clearing up Gomez's mess all day, says Chris. Rich Griff says Gomez had a good game. Yeah, I thought he had a good game, to be honest with you. I thought, you know, I'll give Konate a 7. I'll give Joe Gomez probably a 6 out of 10. I think that was a solid game from Joe as well. No, you know what? I'm going to go 6.5 for Joe. I think he was better than a 6. Just a half a point better, mind. He had 7 clearances on the day, did Joe Gomez. Let me see some of his stats there. 7 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 interception. He was chipped, of course, by Matuma late for that goal. And I think the problem in the build-up to that goal was actually how free Purvis on the left-hand side. And then he flipped it across. I think, I know I had a bit of a go last time out against Brighton because Gomez was completely done by Danny Welbeck. I think in the situation he was in again today, he has to go and close down Matuma, and Matuma does brilliantly inside the penalty area to get about 3 or 4 touches of the ball and throw it into the back of the net. Harusian says Gomez was great until the last goal. It was a terrible challenge, though, agreed. At this point, where are we up to now? Joe made a blunder leading to the free kick. Really very bad, says Sean Silver. Okay. Joe Gomez was good today, says Rachel Todd, 7. Sanchez, Gomez 7 until the late goal, 6. Yeah, there we go. And Tom Davenport, Gomez 7, getting better every game, better than Matip recently. Mark O'Donnell, Gomez 7. He's looking much more like it since Napoli. Moving on to Andy Robertson then. I'd give Robbo probably a 6 today. I think in terms of with the ball, we didn't get a true Andy Robertson blood and guts performance. You know, he wasn't up and down that left-hand side like he is of late. In fact, I looked at the average positions of both fullbacks and, you know, the heat maps suggest they were both sort of behind the halfway line, which is unusual, but that's that pragmatic approach that Klopp started to take over the last couple of games. Robertson picked his moments well to try and get forward, but equally, Solly Marsh gets in behind at one point, and that's the opportunity where Trent has to clear from the line. That is because Robertson is out of position further up the field and stuff. So I think defensively okay today, offensively okay today. There was a bit of a mad moment where Robertson was in the 6-yard box with his back to goal playing wonderful little 1-2s, which was a bit strange, but yeah, average performance from him for me. Mr. J. Mango says, Robbo 5, thought captaincy would ignite something in him, but never materialised. Poor performance overall. Hayden Jacobs says, Robbo 6, he was decent going forward, but got caught out a few times when midfield gave the ball away, which is something that I think happened a lot. Robbo deserves the same as Trent, just went unnoticed in my opinion, 5. Sanchez says, Robertson 7, led as captain, had energy, and Rachel Todd just simply says, Robbo 6. So there you go. We're going to move on to Stefan Bajcetic then in the middle of the park. I thought he had a really good game today, and I think that I'll preface that with a really good game, but equally, you know, we're not talking 8 and 9 today. Liverpool lost 2-1 away from home, Brighton. So I think, you know, for me, I'm going to give Bajcetic just 7.5 out of 10. I love the composure this young lad shows on the ball. I love the fight that this young lad shows when out of possession. I love his reading of the game is really good. He seems to be in the right place at the right time when Liverpool need him to be, and he seems to be a massive improvement right now on Fabinho, which we saw when Fabinho came on. It was a shame we had to see Bajcetic go off to be able to see the difference between him and Fabinho. But his passing's good. The way he works space when the ball's to him, like that first touch always just gives him a yard of space. He might just knock it slightly to the right hand side or slightly to the left, but it's always the right space so that he's got time to play that next pass. Reece Burns says Bajcetic 7.5, looking better and better. Austin Stemper 7.5, tidy on the ball, smart movement. Sinsin 7.5, has to stop picking up early yellows but deals with it well. Another strong performance. It's a great point that actually, because you know he does pick up that yellow card and he does play the rest of the game with it, and it doesn't go to his head. It doesn't stop his natural game or curb his natural game. Bajcetic 8, what's happened to Fab, says Scotty 99. Rachel says Bajcetic was really good, and Dickie Oy Red, Bajcetic 7.5, really grown into something special, tidy and sees danger quickly, which I completely agree with on that one. Now then, Naby Keita and Thiago. I found these ones really difficult to do actually, in terms of what number rating to give them, because Bajcetic for me was the standout midfielder, and there was times when Thiago looked good and there was times when Keita looked good, but those times were few and far between for me. And I'm going to give Naby a 6 out of 10. I think he didn't really have the best day with the ball at his feet, and he didn't really impact play too much in defensively. The science says Keita 5, non-existent. Thiago and Keita both deserve a 6.5, no less than a 6 for Sean Silver. I actually have got it down on my notes here. I've given Keita and Thiago both a 6 out of 10, but I can't really tell you what the hell both players did, other than Keita did press well. Thiago, I think, helped the press well in the mid-block and not the high press. But Thiago lost the ball quite a few times today in uncharacteristic places, and maybe it's characteristic over the last few weeks or symptomatic of the last few weeks of where Thiago loses the ball. But yeah, I don't know. Just a bit of a struggle there for both midfielders, to be honest with you. K6 good for our goal, but not much else. Sanchez is probably alone in thinking Thiago was man of the match. Oh well, 8. I didn't see that at all, to be honest with you. Leave me your thoughts on Thiago now coming in as well. These comments weren't watching if they didn't notice Keita. Keita, Thiago, 6, a good good moments offensively, but both seem to give the ball away too much. I'd agree with that one, Grace Halbert. I think it's a good comment. Naby was a 6 out of 10, a bit better than Thiago. Thiago's pass percentage was 79, says Redmen Faithful. Something I noticed when I was looking while Paul was doing his show just a minute ago as well. That is uncharacteristically low for Thiago. So here we go. We got Hayden who says Thiago was a 7, played decent today. So there you go. There we go. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's all between 6s and 7s for both of these lads. So I'm comfortable with where we are with that. We're going to move on to Mo Salah then, and we've spoken before the game about how we're not working Mo into the positions that he can put us into the leading games or score goals in games. Well, I think we did that. We did a little bit better at that today. You know, for Mo, obviously he gets an assist, which is good. And he's always looking to try and play Harvey in that situation, which is great to see as well. But he misses a huge chance, doesn't he? That one left-footed where he's bearing down on goal. And I think the ball is the ball from Gakpo? Yeah, I think the ball's from Gakpo for that one. And he drags it and muffs the shot a little bit and doesn't get it on target. He's had another one where Gakpo's played him through to the right-hand side and he's bearing down on goal again. Oh, was he good today, Mo? No. Was he bad today, Mo? No. Obviously gets that assist. I'd probably have him at a 5 if he didn't get an assist in this game. And therefore, I'm going to give him a 6 because he gets that assist. But I think his all-round game was probably deserving of a 5 because it was a big miss. You know, it was a big chance that was put on a platter for him, I think. And, you know, in form, I think he absolutely scores there. Oh, it was Elliot. Sorry, Mark. Yeah, it was Elliot who passed to Mo. Thank you for that. Okay, Lola Collins says 6. Mo 6 just for the goal, but yeah, what the fuck. Rachel Todd says Mo 6. Salah 5, even with the assist, says Harusan. Salah needs good passes. Robert Swan says 6 for Salah. What happened to the man that played against Rangers? Matoma scoring the goals you would expect from Salah, says fan of Drake. Or Drach. No, gets a 4, Max, says Adam. Oof. Charlie Williams says Salah 4 as well. AJ says Salah's 5, even with an assist. So sad to see his lack of form. It's interesting stuff there. Harvey Elliott, where do you go with Harvey Elliott today then? Obviously gets the goal. Good finish, right-footed. Strong finish. Obviously the goalkeeper, even with his hands of steel, can't keep it out. But was he involved in the play today? I mean, as Mark just mentioned, then he does set up Salah for a good one. He's had one put on a platter by Gakpo for himself, and I think he's trying to be a little bit too left-footed and gives Tariq Lamptey a little bit of time to be able to get back in there. Get a goal, though. Where am I at with a player rating for him? I'm probably 6.5, because I think it might have been a 5.5. Performance with his goal takes him up to 6.5. I'm not sure he's a left winger at all, to be honest. In fact, I'm pretty certain he's not a left winger. He just wasn't very involved in the game for large portions of the game. Harvey 7, I mean, out of position, gets the goal and makes enough chances, says Sean Silver. Elliott 7 should have been on the right mid. That's essentially where his goal came from. No more Elliott, left please, Klopp. Says Saifo, Harrison, Harvey 7, struggled for the first 15-20. Then after his goal was good, especially defensively, some intelligent interceptions and presses. Actually, that's a good point about the pressing side of things. He does look comfortable over there. Mr. J Mango, though, Elliott 5, quality goal, but hardly involved in overall play. However, why is he playing on the left? It narrows the space he operates. He was great at right wing, so we punish him for this. Oof. And Mark O'Donnell says, Elliott 8, thought he gave it all, not his favourite position. Fair play. Gakpo, I think, judging by some of the comments throughout the watch along today and throughout this player ratings, that I've seen a different Cody Gakpo performance to a lot of people that have watched, because I think I've actually given him my joint highest mark. I gave Stefan Baccheschi to 7.5. I'm going to give Cody Gakpo a 7.5, and it's not because he scored, because he didn't. It's not because he assisted, because he didn't. But it's because I saw something in him, a marked improvement in how he played that central false 9 position today, and I thought he linked play really well at times. Paul mentioned it a few times on comms that, you know, he was dropping back in and he was turning and going. You know, there's that one where he bursts past 2 men and he's pulled down by, I think it was Lewis Dunk maybe, I can't remember exactly, but whoever it was gets a yellow card and we get a free kick in a dangerous area, and he did well there. He plays that ball through to Salah, out into space on the right hand side. He plays Harvey Elliott through. You know, he could have had a couple of assists there quite easily today, Cody Gakpo, but he doesn't because the finishes aren't quite on point. So I thought he was really good today, and I would personally, it would be a toss-up between Baccheschi and Gakpo, and I'd probably lean towards Gakpo because of how much of an improvement it was. But if you say it's Baccheschi, I'd be absolutely comfortable with that. So I'm interested to see how many people have agreed or disagreed with me on this one. So the first comment that draws my eye is Chad Kensington, Chris mate, you've lost the plot. Gakpo was a 5, which is fair. The Wolfsman got nard, says Gakpo was better today. And remember, he's not a centre forward. Andrew Brown, I'd give them all a 5. Bang average. Well done, Andrew Brown. I don't know you and I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you right now, that is pretty much what my dad would be saying as well. I'd give them all a 5, bang average. Grace Talbot, Gakpo 7.5, best game in Liverpool shirt, did really well at the link-up. Okay, I'm not on my own, thank God for that. Cody 7, didn't even score, but I'm glad he keep his pace up. Cody improved his performance, his pressing improved drastically, his pressing was much better and everyone else is with him. Gakpo 8 was definitely his best game for us, seeing what this lad can do for us, loved his pace and his pressing. Gakpo needs time to gel into the system. Gap isn't as good as Origi, says DM. His best game to date for me. Oh, God, I've lost it. He's a 10. He likes to link up play and drop deep. 6.5 or 7, says Conzaros. And Ali Mob 08 just says completely agree with you. There we go. Okay, so there was only one person that thinks I've completely lost the plot. That's an improvement for me. I'm going to give myself a 10. And then we're going to go to the substitutes then. Obviously, we had Jordan Henderson first up. And he was joined by, who are we looking at here? Nunes and Milner. So Nunes and James Milner. These lads came on at 59, I believe. And then, yeah, what were the other lads? I think Kurt Jones was maybe 79 and Fabinho maybe came on at the 84th minute, something like that. I'll fuck this right up. Come on, there we go. Jordan Henderson, I've got to be honest, ran around like a headless chicken for me. I didn't think he was very good today. I think his passing was poor. I think quite often he was just playing blind passes. Yeah, we got much worse when these 3 lads came on. So I'm going to give Jordan Henderson a 5 out of 10, although he did run around. I'm going to give Darwin Núñez the same. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I've got a problem with the way Darwin Núñez keeps twatting the ball at his teammates. And I think the teammates probably had a problem with controlling those passes today. And it didn't work really for Núñez. I think I understood at the time the reason of getting Núñez on. I think at that portion of the game, we were really struggling to even just build out from the back. So giving us an outlet, I could understand. Didn't quite work like that for Darwin. And James Milner was probably the only sub there that I think was actually good. And, you know, again, he's only had 30 minutes or so, probably just a 6 out of 10 performance, but better than the 2 5s. And one of the things that I do think is, did Matuma do Milner? Like, did he burst him like he was bursting Trent Alexander-Arnold? Because I don't seem to remember Matuma doing too much when James Milner came on, which is quite interesting, if nothing else. Dickie Red says Nunes 5, Henderson 5.5, Milner 6, Nunes 4.5, said the sign Singe. He's gone Jones 5, Fabinho 1. Ooh, heavy. Mark O'Donnell says, wow, Chris, subs, give Milner a 5 and don't even worry about the rest, mate. See, I go 6, 5, 5, 5, 4. So I'm going to give Kurt Jones a 5. In true Kurt Jones fashion, I think that's harsh, actually. I think he didn't do anything wrong to get himself a 5, so bear with me on this. You start on a 6 and you can get worse or better, or you could stay the same. I don't think Kurt Jones got worse than a 6, so I'm going to give him the 6 that he came on the field with. He completed all of his passes, all 5 of them or something. Don't shoot the messenger. And Fabinho was pretty much dog shit. He did that one pass, he was lucky not to probably get a red card. I think he only made one pass during the game. He lost possession once during the game. He lost both of his ground duels and he was dribbled past once. That was a bit of a nightmarish 10 minutes for me. So 4 out of 10 for Fabinho. And there you go. That is how you go from being okay in a game of football to losing the game of football. And that is how you end the player rating show. Thank you very much for watching. Me and Paul are off to do the instant match reaction for Redmen Plus now. So if you are a subscriber to our fantastic streaming service, Redmen Plus, get over there. We're going to do half an hour, 20 minutes, something like that, on this game. Paul's writing the agenda right now. He's not. He never writes an agenda. We just talk about football because we've been doing it for long enough. And we get to talk about that game all over again. Join us, and then join us on Monday for the final word, which will be a cathartic experience. It's always a cathartic experience. If you're struggling with the plight of Liverpool Football Club right now, honestly, a problem shared is a problem halved, and you can halve it here with us at Redmen Plus. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that show. I'm sure you did. If you want even more amazing Redmen content in your ears or in your eyes, come and join us over on redmenplus.com. We've got absolutely amazing interviews, features, documentaries, and even more of the shows like you've just watched. So yeah, head on over to redmenplus.com and become a Redmen Plus club captain or club legend. I promise you won't regret it.